Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be removed.
The government, states, they start putting these RICO acts on Diddy, all of these guys, and try to put it on these ongoing criminal organizations. I ain't never seen the government put a RICO act on the KKK.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You got to acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened.
If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
This is WWF.
My bad, you guys. Where is it?
Oh, is it my turn?
No.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him. I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Mia.
10 billions, what's good?
Doc.
I'm Heaven.
And we have a special guest, Cosmic Kid, referred by Mia. Go ahead, Cosmic Kid.
Hi, I'm Cosmic Kid. You can catch me on TikTok.
For sure. So that was Erika Kirk saying that she forgives the shooter. Mia, how do you feel? Do you feel like she should have forgave him?
I mean, she's a good Christian woman for forgiving him. I mean, I'm not sure I believe that she forgives him. I'm not sure I believe her theater that she's putting on in front of a mass propaganda show. But I mean, if she forgives him, I feel like good for her, because it could never be me. I could never forgive that. But I mean, good for her if she's genuine.
Doc, what about you?
I think even getting up there, even if you don't forgive someone, with the time frame that the short time frame is happening, her even coming out to say that she does is a big thing. So I mean, I believe her. You know what I mean? Some people really do step out in this faith and live, all the things that they preach. So if she didn't forgive him, I wouldn't give her a hard time. If she does, that's more power to her. It's a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to navigate. So,
Ken?
I think that I don't know about that. I think like forgiveness is something that you work through, you sit with it. This is less than 2 weeks. So I think that was the political thing to do. But I will say Black mothers are typically usually drilled for this when they forgive their children when they're killed by police officers. They are drilled for this, and she's elevated for this. And Black mothers and Black parents are usually called dumb and stupid and weak. And why do we always forgive our enemies? But when the white woman does it, it's elevated. So Trayvon Martin's mom and all those mothers, when they did this on national television, they're called dumb. They're called stupid. They're called weak.
Cosmic Kid, what about you?
I mean, politically, like she answered it the right way. I'm not the one to really say whether or not she meant it or not, because that's honestly, I'm not in her head. Personally, in my own opinion, if it was somebody who has gone through something like that, I don't necessarily think that like a week you would honestly forgive someone like within a week, personally, in my opinion. But she says she's a Christian, and she's heavily leaning into the Christianity and forgiveness. So I mean, it's up to her at the end of the day.
Heaven?
Because I've been looking into this. I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk, but as a 15-year veteran who served this country and believes in freedom of speech and our First Amendment right, Charlie Kirk had every right to do and say anything he wanted to say. Maybe not do, but say anything he wanted to say. Freedom of speech. Now I'm mad. Because now you're taking people's lives for what they're speaking, and now you're demonizing everybody else's speech. And now you have this widow that, from my research, has some ties to the government from back in 2007. That's interesting. I've been looking into a lot of things regarding her since his passing, and everything that she's been doing is really suspicious. Really suspicious. It does not seem like the behavior of a grieving woman. To have multiple people sitting in her husband's chair, to have all of this, she's stoking this hate and division that her husband, regardless, stood against. He said, we debate, we talk, when, that's how he wanted it done. So to honor him, you should keep that going. And as an ordained minister, if you're going to quote it. Forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do.
For sure. Well, people really love Charlie Kirk. And I actually interviewed this guy who I'm about to play at Turning Point in Tampa, where me and Nora went down there. But he went all the way from Missouri to Charlie Kirk's memorial.
From Missouri, come on over here real quick. You came from across the country. Why'd you feel it was important to come out?
To show my support. It's sad what happened to Charlie. I actually got to meet the man. He's a very humble man, a very spiritual man, and I love that about him. And I just love how he stood up for America and how he was able to help Donald Trump get into office and how he talks to the youth and gives everybody a fair shot. So I just wanted to come and show my support.
What do you think about the fact that for his memorial service, it filled up to capacity like that, 60,000 people. You got thousands more trying to go into this overflow. Just talk about the crowds you're seeing out here.
It was to be expected, if you ask me. He was a very loved man. He's going to be missed. I mean, Charlie, he always brought out big crowds, and he always stayed on relevant topics, and he speaks very well. So I think that a lot of people wanted to know him personally, and we all felt like we knew him personally.
And what's your plan? You're going to go to Overflow? You're going to just hang out here? What's your deal?
I'm planning on going to Overflow. Absolutely. And I plan on speaking out a lot more, too. He actually inspired me. I'm usually a little bit more reserved when it comes to speaking out and being loud about things, but he really woke me up. And I'm a lot older than him. I'm 42. So he inspired me to just want to speak more and give my opinion because I don't think this should go in vain.
It sounds like he had that effect on a lot of people. More than 62,000 new Turning Point USA chapters being requested across the country. Adrian from Missouri, nice to meet you. Thanks for your time.
Ken, you're the one that brought up race, so how do you feel, this black guy traveling all the way from Missouri to, I think Charlie Kirk was in Arizona. How do you feel about him traveling all the way there for the memorial?
What's wrong with that? Black people got range. Like, there's not a place the black people are not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Black people have range. Black people listen to country music. Black people listen to rock and roll. Black people are original Americans. So, you know what I'm saying? This is not uncommon. There's not like this. That's not controversial. He's not a sellout. He's an individual. You know what I'm saying? And black people can go to and fro. They don't have to listen to hip hop. They don't have to fit a certain type of stereotype. They don't have to have tattoos. They can vote for who they want, date who they want. Black people are free people. So I don't agree with the white man's plantation, and I definitely don't agree with the nigga plantation. So the black man could go anywhere he wants. There was nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so Jasmine Crockett said something that ruffled a lot of people's feathers. So this is what she said.
Resolution that came before the House this past week honoring Charlie Kirk. And there were 58 Democrats who voted against it. You were one.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely. You know what? One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was specifically to us. And I can tell you that a month prior to him passing away, he had actually gotten out on his podcast. I wasn't aware of this at the time, but he got out there and he was talking negatively about me directly. So if there was any way that I was going to honor somebody who decided that they were just going to negatively talk about me and proclaim that I was somehow involved in the great white replacement, yeah, I'm not honoring that kind of stuff, especially as a civil rights attorney and understanding how I got to Congress, knowing that there were people that died, people that were willing to die, that worked to make sure that voices like mine could exist in this place. So to me, just like we wanted to make sure that those Confederate relics were taken down, the idea of a new age relic being propped up was something that I just could not subscribe to. And it is unfortunate that more of my colleagues, even on my side of the aisle, could not see the amount of harm that this man was attempting to inflict upon our communities.
Cosmic, how do you feel about what she said?
I feel like she's completely right. I feel like the last guy is a sellout. Charlie Kirk, as much as, I feel bad of how he went out. Charlie Kirk spoke ill will, in my opinion, on the Black community. He compared and chose to pick out specific Black women who literally have more degrees than he has combined and talk about how they have the less brain power than that somehow they took a white man's spot or someone's spot who is going to be a white person in that spot. I don't know. At the end of the day, you can how can I say this without saying mean? I respect Charlie Kirk for him speaking out on the topics that he chose. But the way that he spoke on Black community, on a lot of different communities, and not even speak on his own in the way that he spoke on other minorities, I'm sorry, that doesn't get a pass. And any Black person who like wants to befriend that, you have to question that. You have to, that's a question mark, in my opinion.
Okay, so Trump said something, but people not really giving him any flat for it, but this is what he said.
Charlie said, that there was no such thing as hate speech.
You're watching Key Talk Media.
No one anticipated what happened to Charlie, but you have always been.
I don't know if y'all heard what he said, but he basically said that Charlie would basically be believing in hate speech now because he got shot. Do you feel like that joke was appropriate?
I don't know if the joke was appropriate, but Trump is pretty open about saying whatever's on his mind. But if we believe that Charlie Kirk is somebody who's willing to live and die on the principles he stood on, one of the things he said was that we got to have an acceptable amount of gun deaths every year. We have to have an acceptable amount to still believe in our Second Amendment. Now, I don't know if that would change if he knew his own life would turn out in this way. But if I believe that he stood on the principles he believed in, then maybe he would, see this and just, be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has to go at some moment. So I don't know if, I don't know how he would think of it, how he see it. I know it's probably hard for his family and his friends, though.
Well, this is what Trump said at the memorial.
In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erika. But now Erika can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
Yeah. Evan, what you think? You think that's fair?
Sorry.
Free speech. I mean, look, you're not free from other people's actions and how they respond to what you say. But again, the Constitution. Charlie had every right to say anything he wanted. How everybody else feels about it is how they feel about it. They have a right to that as well. They can react or respond however they want to. But we do have freedom of speech. Point blank, period. He shouldn't have lost his life. And I honestly believe Israel did it. I qualify 40 out of 40. M16 with iron sights. I couldn't make that shot. Try again. I'm not doing this. Release the Epstein files. And we're going to get to the bottom. Like, I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk for some of the things he said. I didn't really even know who he was. But people shouldn't lose their job because they didn't know who he was or they don't care. Because guess what? Charlie Kirk believed in free speech. And if they stop peddling him around, maybe he can rest in peace. Because that'd be great.
Mia, you next.
I get passionate. This is bullshit.
I'm going to play what Charleston White said about Charlie Kirk, too, and you can respond to both.
Every disease known to man come through them. Come from a white man. Every disease that'll destroy a human body because they are not 100% humans. They carry the same disease as cows and measles and shit. They are not 100% humans. So we get sick, nigga, coming in contact with them. Nigga, we was never supposed to live amongst them. Nigga, they live with animals because the climate that they come from, they got to keep their pigs inside. Why you think they let their dogs lay in the bed and lick their mouths?
All right, Mia, you was just talking about your pets, and Charleston White voted for Trump, but he's been going crazy ever since the Charlie Kirk situation. So, what you think?
Charleston White is nuts. That was That was so crazy and so wild of him to say. I can't even. But honestly, Charleston White, whether you agree or disagree with him, is a grifter. I mean, he's getting paid. You know, people are paying him to speak. He's getting paid off his views. I mean, he's a grifter at the end of the day, and he's going to do whatever he can to stay relevant. And we all know everybody likes a train wreck. So, of course, the crazier he is, the more out of pocket he is, the more people are going to watch, and the more people are going to ask him to speak and panel spots for him. So, I mean, this is his grift. He reminds me of Dr. Umar. I mean, they're both sides of the same coin. They're doing the same thing. Might be different messages, but they're essentially the same character.
And Mars, real quick, when what he's saying, he's saying it in comedic though, but historically, when the Moors went into Europe to conquer Europe, many of the rural areas in Europe, they did have hygiene problems. So there was laying with animals and stuff like that. That is historical fact. The bubonic plague and all those come from hygiene issues. But I also want to say too that I think a lot of black folks are being very tender dick when it comes to Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, because if I watch an episode of Love and Hip Hop, which has a black executive producer, which is Mona Scott, there's no imagery. There's no words that Charlie Kirk said that was worse than the imagery on VH1 every single day that displays black people acting upside down, black people post-fighting videos of the people in their community destroying each other. There's no speech that Charlie Kirk said where he mentioned black people that is worse than hip hop we listen to, where you kill your op, where you kill people. Don't you know my nigga Gutter kidnapped kids, fuck them in the ass, send them over the bridge? That's Biggie Smalls lyrics. Did you hear what I just said? So we're talking about Charlie Kirk. Oh, and we're offended by that shit. But if I comb through hip hop lyrics, show me where someone is saying, I love my children, I love my mama, I love my girlfriend. Show me. No, it's death coming out of people's mouth. So you got to make up your mind in what position that you're taking.
Sure. Well, before we go to the next topic, I'm gonna play a tribute for the Charlie and what they performed at his about Trump hung it up on Charlie Kirk wife, but we'll get to the
Probably
other.
because she's known him since she won in that pageant in 2012. But let me not throw that in there, right?
Yeah, I think it's very performative. I that whole thing going on right there. Like, do you really have that at a memorial service? Like, come on now. Like, that was very performative. I can't. Once seeing that and things before that, I'm just like, this is just a straight like campaign type of environment.
For sure. Well, the other big news today that came out of the White House, Tylenol causes autism.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay?
That man should have just said Tylenol.
Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol.
You can't, because that's the brand.
During pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think. But if you can't tough it out, if you can't do it, that's what you...
Yeah, I think you're the only person on here in healthcare. I don't know if there's any evidence that Tylenol causes autism. How do you feel about this announcement?
I think Cosmic as well as a healthcare professional as well. And I would say for the most part, acetaminophen is considered safe during pregnancy. It has been utilized for multiple decades. We'll say it one more time, acetaminophen has been considered safe. I will say, to play slight devil's advocate, there has been pseudoscience that do claim that acetaminophen does cause birth defects and some issues. However, that is not the establishment agreement. If there's 10 people, that's like 1.5. And the rest all agree that it's safe. However, everybody should use their own discernment, talk to your provider, make sure your lab testing is good, and then go from there. I mean, most women take Tylenol while pregnant. I know I did, and I've had 2 pregnancies, and my children are fine. I do want to say that I cannot stand when people bring up the Amish because A, they don't test their children, and B, their genetic pool is so small. They have way more things to worry about because they're all heavily inbred. Why do you think Amish people are ugly? You ain't never going to see an attractive Amish person. You know why? They're ugly because they're all inbred, because they're all first cousin marriages, because they actually don't keep track of that. So that is why they're all inbred. They're all inbred. We're going to go over that real quick. They are all inbred. They brought that over from Europe. And they stayed because they stayed within their own community for the most part. They're all inbred, point blank, period. They do not understand science that, your family tree should not be a wreath. Their family trees are multiple wreaths interconnected together. Right. So they have bigger problems than autism.
I'd like to say there are already multiple studies, and this has been researched heavily. I don't know why this isn't. I mean, I looked into it myself. From my understanding, remnants of the bubonic plague, it altered, there's a gene mutation, an MTHFR gene mutation, that they have already identified as the reason for the brain not pruning the neural pathways, which actually is how autism is, what it is your brain doesn't prune the neural pathways that no longer are needed. So people who have autism have overstimulation because they have more things that they are intaking into their brain because those neural pathways weren't pruned. Which is why it's found more so in white men. Not to bring into race, it's just statistics. I know I see everybody in the chat like, oh, race. Okay. Irish woman here. Yeah.
Slim not here, so I'ma do it. Gray, you always putting up these bad videos of the Brody. You don't never post the stuff Slim sent to you. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, what else did he say in this, man? You pulled this clip out about the Tylenol. Slim would not stand for this. I'm glad Slim not here tonight. I'm standing up for Slim right now. Slim wouldn't stand for this, Gray.
That's what's trending right now. But everybody in the chat, we better switch it up. We'll get to the man topics because this is the man cave. So we did talk about Charleston White. So this is what Charleston White has to say about him cheating on his wife.
Why you worried about if I'm married? And if I got a wife, a girlfriend, a bitch, a hoe, a little young side piece, a thought, and a prostitute I regular fuck with. I got 7 motherfucking hoes. Fuck y'all, man. I'm sorry. You got to have one bitch. God never designed for no man except the white man to have one motherfucking woman. That's why the white man only want a woman. Before I got money, I had more than one woman. I had my wife. Before I got money, I had more than one. Every man I know got more than one woman. I'm sorry, you ain't. A nigga, he just name them different. Some of them are secretary, some of them are office manager, some of them are usher. Well, you got more than one hoe. Oh, he cheating on his wife. You think she don't know? If I'm putting on the camera and me walking, you think she don't know? Why you worried about it? Why you in the comment section with an opinion about a nigga living better than you and you can barely pay your bill? That's why you can barely pay your bill. Whole motherfucker. See, I'm a real man. A real man do what he won't do. And I'm having fun like a motherfucker. Still cheating on your wife? Baby, somebody want to know, am I still cheating on you? You hear that number laugh? Boy, we happily married. Stay out of married. You hear my wife laugh like a mother when I answer that question. Yeah, I'm still cheating. Stop, get out of my motherfucking head. Hell yeah, I'm still cheating. And go keep cheating. No matter, mama. Kind of you think I am? Think I'm gonna stop? I got all the goddamn money in the world. You think I'm just gonna stop cheating? Yeah, I'm still cheating. Don't you?
Well, I'm pretty sure Charlie Kirk didn't cheat on his wife, but go ahead, Ken.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, and you don't know that, Mars, because like when you used to look at the Republican conventions, the app that was popping during those Republican conventions was Grindr. Okay, Grindr. So just because a man is not laying with another woman, don't mean he's not laying with another man. That's a fact. Okay. So especially in the hardcore Republican spaces, they fuck with men, right? As far as what Charleston White was talking about, we have this conditioning where when we hear marriage, we think it looks a certain kind of way. Marriage does not mean monogamy. It can mean monogamy if the two people agree on it. Marriage can mean whatever it means when those people, the two people involved, say it is. So when we say someone is, oh, you're cheating on your wife, you're assuming that they're monogamous, right? So geographically around the world, all marriage based on your region and your tribe looked different. So are we looking at marriage through a Roman lens, through a Greek lens, through a Inca lens, through an Aztec lens, through a Cherokee lens, through a Muskogee lens, through a Seminole lens? What lens are we looking at marriage? To surprise people, everybody's not Judeo-Christian, right? So that framework through a Judeo-Christian lens of people that have been conquered by Puritans, by Spanish, by the conquistadors, you might think marriage means monogamy. It does not mean that. It can mean that. First, you have to ask the people involved, what did y'all agree on? And then comment from that position.
Doc, is that a good enough clip for you and Slim? I mean, Charleston White is a Republican.
I kind of understand what Ken's saying, but I think when you go in the court of law, they're not gonna see it in that manner. So if Charleston White drag him in there and put these videos up and put these clips up of everything he's saying, I think Charleston White gonna be living in a small apartment while he paid for her to live in a nice big house they got. So although it might not be my philosophy, like you know what I'm saying, I don't subscribe to the monogamy, you know, that ain't my bag, you know what I'm saying, but I wouldn't put it on the internet like that just because you open yourself up to, you know, her being able to collect all this evidence against you legally, you know what I mean? So that wouldn't be my thing.
Cosmic.
One thing that he needs to do is stop referring to women as bitches and hoes and prostitutes. That's one thing that I just don't like. And just speaking with my community, that's something that we need to change in how we refer to each other, whether you're a man or a woman. You know, referring to women as bitches, like, that's just crazy to me. Or prostitutes, like, and then smiling about it, smirking about it. I wonder how he treats his wife. if he's calling other women that, right? And then she's sitting in the front seat laughing, right? She's probably laughing because obviously she's living a good life, you know, with money. In my opinion, maybe she's just settling. I don't know if she's truly happy or she's just happy with the money that she has, and he has other women that can satisfy it. You know, he can be satisfied with. But this glamorization of like equating, I guess he equates his success from how he talks is having a bunch of women and money. And I mean, because from what my grandparents used to tell me is like people who have money don't have to talk about money, don't have to say they have money. They don't have to flaunt it. They just are money. Like you walk into the room and you know that that dude got money or that woman got money, right? Like these people nowadays who just get this money nowadays just want to flaunt it and stuff like that. And it's just fake to me. It's just performative. But that's all I got to say on that.
For sure. So let's go to the ladies. And this girl, she's been married a long time, but she had this to say. Let me play with her.
Maybe there was something or
no, never. I in the beginning hated it so much. I like did not sign up for that. I also always thought like I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. Like he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like I thought I was going to be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know.
Let me play the first one of what she said to give context.
Didn't think it was going to be a thing. I thought we would be friends. Yeah.
Did you ever have anything in high school at all, or it was legit just friends?
No, just friends. Just friends. Yeah.
I get what you're saying of like you never saw him as something, but I'm like, when you look back, is there any memory that you're like, maybe there was something or
no? Never.
Mia, like Ayesha Curry is known for basically saying that she wants attention, she wants all this, even though she's married. And a lot of guys give her flack because, like, Steph Curry's such a great guy. He take care of you and his family. You want all this attention. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I look at it as if he didn't like that about her, they wouldn't be married. If he didn't like that about her, they wouldn't have children and they wouldn't stay together. Clearly, her attention seeking, he likes it for whatever reason. He may like the fact that other men look at her and think she's beautiful. A lot of men are like that. I mean, if it was a big enough issue, he would nip it in the butt. So at this point in time, I think it's just part of her personality and he has accepted it. Obviously, we don't know how he is at home, and we don't know how she is at home. A lot of people have appeared to be great individuals, and then next thing you know, they're a serial killer, even though they went to church and all of that stuff. You'd be surprised. A lot of people hide a lot of things. So he appears to be a good man. Maybe I don't know him like that. So who knows at this point in time? Clearly he likes it. They've been together a very long time. They've known each other for quite a few decades now. So, I mean, he made his bed and now he's going to lie in it.
I don't know if he like it or he endure it, because most men want to be there for their kids and in the house with their children, and he can't really control her. I wouldn't say he likes it. I would say it's an acceptable thing that he probably would have to put up with, to be there for his children.
But not entirely. He has more than enough money to divorce. I mean, the man literally could divorce her, literally split their entire assets down the middle and still have millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. Like this, he has enough wealth to where it doesn't really matter. So clearly he is staying because he likes it. Money.
Matt Barnes divorced his wife and she went out and dated one of his teammates. And now you got somebody you used to play ball with in the house raising your sons. You know what I mean? So it ain't about, it's not usually the money all the time.
But how do the bros be mad for a nigga that don't be mad? Like men will just be mad for a dude that don't even be mad. The man don't even be tripping, and the bros will take it on like, yo, you need to be mad. That's one. Two, how do men be wanting girls in high school to make these when a girl says he wasn't even my type? You expect high school girls to know exactly what their type is. You expect high school girls at 17 to know what they want. Like that'd be so crazy. These are people in high school, and then when they come out, be like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't my type," and the bros be like, "See, she was not a woman then. She was a girl under her parents' tutelage, and she was popping in high school. Steph was not." You know what I'm saying? So when she says he wasn't her type, so it was in 10th grade. She's supposed to know exactly what her type is in the 10th grade.
I get it. Heaven, what you think?
There's a whole lot of speculation on a relationship that ain't even nobody else's business. What? Like, everybody is having so much more emotion than the people actually in the relationship. Huh? There are bigger things going on. Like,
I think the thing though
mind
is
your business.
she's got out on several interviews and had like these controversial takes on Steph, and he never really speaks on his relationship with his wife though.
Then that's his prerogative. It's his relationship.
It made her look crazy.
If that
though.
was the case, then he could be like, "Hey, come here, let's have a talk." Or,
But do y'all remember?
whatever. I mean, that's not my relationship. I don't know how they work.
Do y'all remember that one situation like with Aaliyah and what's his name? I mean not Leah, but Sierra and
Future.
Yeah, not Future, but her husband now,
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and how everybody was getting on Russell and getting on their relationship, and because of how he treated her. And I'm thinking, I'm watching even black men and black men calling him a simp and calling him all these things of how he's treating Sierra in a really good way, of how you were to treat a woman, right? A lot of people are just in their business, but you never hear them talking about their relationship. But everybody has something to say about Russell Wilson and Sierra's relationship all the time, but they still together.
I'm gonna play a clip of somebody whose relationship we always talk about, and this is why people talk about people's relationships.
Hey, this is your medication. No one from the family has taken any responsibility for my hospital visit, but if we want to go on mine, that's 50% of what people say at least. Or maybe, am I lying? It doesn't matter. Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter! What you just said, I haven't finished the sentence. It does matter! It matters to us and you. It doesn't matter what the internet says. It matters what we think, yay. So what do you think? Did you have an effect on my mental health? Yes, I'm saying yes. And I love you. I love you. I don't want you to be not perfect. I love you. And I want my daughter to love you the way you want her to love you.
So that's the original Black Trump supporter. Cosmic, how do you feel about Kanye and that Kanye clip?
I will first say, as a healthcare professional, especially being from the Black community, mental health, y'all, is so important. Mental health is really a big issue in our community and as a whole in the United States, but specifically when our community, it is something that goes unnoticed a lot of the times. And so mental health is an issue. Obviously, Kanye has been dealing with allegedly some mental health issues. And in that moment, I think you do see him start to listen. Like you do see them, like, I guess, where she talks, where Chris is saying, I love you, like I'm trying to get to you. You do see him kind of snap out of his emotions and kind of come back down to reality in some type of way, where she's trying to break through to him. But I've always said it, Kanye has never been the same after his mother passed away. And you saw him decline, ever since then. And he's just never had the right people around him to support him and get him what he needs. And it doesn't help that he has a wife that's parading his daughter around like she's 35 years old, dressing her up like she's like 27 years old. That's just terrible to me. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, Kanye needs some help.
Well, this is something Kanye also said about BLM.
Like, wait, someone. Not on my music. What we gonna do? I'd rather y'all be like, I'm killing 20 niggas and I'm fucking this many bitches. I'm doing all this shit and y'all saying some Black Lives Matter shit. On my shit. Black Lives Matter is like worse than the devil to me. It's mind control.
So he's told them he wanted to talk about killing people, being with women. He don't want no positive political activist type of music. How you feel about that?
I mean, Kanye's gonna do what Kanye's gonna do, whether I agree or disagree. That man's gonna do whatever he wants to do. And I do want to piggyback off of what Cosmic said when it comes to mental health. Mental health is a problem. Doc has addressed this multiple times on here, specifically within our own community, but as whole as Americans, we are in a mental health crisis. And a lot of people don't understand 107 men commit suicide every single day in the United States. Let that ruminate. 107 men in the United States commit suicide simultaneously every 24 hours. So mental health is an issue. Regardless, I'm looking at the chat and mental health is definitely an issue. I feel like the chat is personifying that. When you look at some of the comments, the chat is personifying the fact that mental health is a problem. Kanye's going to do whatever Kanye's going to do. I mean, Kanye wasn't wrong when he said certain people control the music industry. So you have to write a certain way. You have to have beats a certain way. You have to portray people in a certain way. I mean, we all know the people that control the strings of our artists. We can't say it on here because we'll all get censored, but
it's very evident now. It's very evident to so many people now. 50 states, one Israel. Just saying.
Well, I got a clip for Doc right here, Doc. This clip for you.
I don't care what a nigga think about me. Nigga call me a bitch. Nigga 100 million times. Yes. I don't care. Like I'm not even gonna feed into it. And you think I ain't had to have them uncomfortable conversations? You think nigga ain't told me I done left the hood and forgot about the hood and I'm a fuck nigga and I don't take care of niggas and I ain't the one bonding niggas out no more and paying for funerals. It's like, how many times I supposed to do for that shit? Do that shit. Like, what y'all want nigga to catch a Rico every time you niggas go to jail for a gun charge, a violent charge? You coming. I'm the one coming. Like, I'm the concierge or some shit. Like, no. Never ever. Yeah, like, and when I understood it that way, I'm like, bro, I gotta just go cold turkey.
Doc, is G Herbo wrong for cutting off the streets once he blew up?
Hell yeah, G Herbo wrong. You know what I'm saying? He ain't wrong for cutting off the streets. I don't want to say he wrong for cutting off the streets when he blew up. Like, so I'm from his village. Everybody from his village not my homeboy, but I got certain homeboys. I think you got to give your certain people like that, those people around you, a chance to leave because these people was with you, you know, and you do a lot of things that you know cover a lifetime. So I think you want to give these people a little bit of grace and try to help change them. At some point, some people are just going to be where they're going to be at. They don't want to change. They don't want to do anything else. But yeah, G Herbo out here rapping like he a gangster. G Herbo ain't shooting nobody. G Herbo ain't pushing. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna talk like that, you putting those people in those positions. So you're gonna be wrong at some point if you're not gonna look out for them.
For sure. Ken, what you think?
Why we don't never see women be like, he don't come around here no more? It's always guys saying it. Why is it always dudes talking about other dudes don't come around the hood no more? You never see women saying such and such don't come around the hood no more. Such and such ain't helping us no more. It be men saying that. That's a problem. That's a problem. When you have a community of men that are together that can pull together their resources. You know what I'm saying? That can uplift each other. But it's very interesting that in those environments, you never hear the women say, he ain't coming around here doing nothing for us. You see men saying that this man is not coming around doing anything for us. What is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? What role do you play in his ascension? Are you an accountant? Are you a doctor? You know what I'm saying? Or are you a merchandiser? What exactly do you do? Because you're a fucking bill. So what do? You just want to be around? All right, I got expenses. What do you do? But just pay close attention to that. When a dude is getting attacked by his hood, it's never women. It's always dudes.
I think it's different because the realm that he's in, the message he's putting out, he's putting these people attached to him in a position. When he goes out here and he gets on a song and he says somebody's name or he references a situation where we got into a disagreement and somebody lost their life from somewhere else, he's putting these people who still wake up in his neighborhood in a position, and he's monetizing off of it. And these people also spin around and do these things for him. Like, you could use Lil Durk as an example, who was flying dudes from Chicago to California to assassinate somebody. You see what I'm saying? So these dudes are still putting these guys in these positions. These people are gonna expect you at some point to have some amount of loyalty to them and help them if you got the money.
Go do the same. Look, the same popping it and shooting you doing for a nigga. Go do that shit in the military. At least you're gonna get some benefits or something. That same shit you doing, cool. Since you active like that, go do it in the military.
I don't suggest it right now because there's an active Holocaust and genocide that we're paying for. So, Nuremberg trials and all. I just, as a veteran, I don't suggest it.
No, I'm saying it's a Holocaust. It's a Holocaust in 63rd. It's a Holocaust in Jacksonville. It's a Holocaust in Compton.
No. By definition, the amount of burning bodies I've seen, and that's not. No, we're not going to loosely throw around the word Holocaust, and no, we're not going to do that. But by definition, there's an active Holocaust, burning bodies in mass. So, yeah.
Well, this celebrity supposedly is pregnant, and supposedly other women are pregnant as well.
What?
Barbara, this is Shirley. Yeah, busy. Yeah, that's the baby daddy, bitch. That's my baby daddy too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out, bitch.
So, Mia, we was covering a Cardi B story. Supposedly, Stefan Diggs has other people pregnant. You probably know more about this than me. Like, what you think?
I'm not him. I can't say that he does, but if he did, I'd believe it. I mean, the same reason that she's trying to divorce Offset and she talks all that crap about Offset, he's literally like the same man as Stefan Diggs. I would say he's more successful in his professional life. I would consider him more successful, but they're essentially the same man. They don't care about her. They don't care about them kids. They do nothing but party. They're out there in the streets. They're hanging out with other women. I mean, we just saw him 2 months ago with another woman, pictures all over the paparazzi, like holding hands with another woman. And clearly she's like 7 months along, almost 8 months pregnant, because she goes on tour in February. So she's about to give birth. So, I mean, it's just like it's a mess. If anything, I feel bad for the kids because she already has 3 kids and now she has this 4th kid, plus her baby daddy's other potential kids that he may or may not have this year too. So I just feel bad for the kids at this point in time. It's all really messy.
Haven't you a Cardi B fan?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a fan of really anybody. I don't like people. I love humanity. I just don't like people. So,
For sure. Well, I'll play.
Look, this goes back to a lot of the things that we've touched on a few episodes across the whole channel, and mental health, community, bringing back family values, and we see it permeated through all the things we're watching. It's just, what are we going to do? We need to do better. If we know better, we do better. And until we do better, then we're going to keep getting the same. And as long as we continue to entertain this stuff and think it's funny and laugh at it, instead of actually addressing what the root cause of this is, because it's unhealthy behavior on everybody's part. Unhealthy. That's not a healthy relationship. It's not healthy for kids. It's the petty behavior. Yeah. Oh, it's real funny. It's real cute. It's entertaining. But what does that do for us as a society? But make us fall into stereotypes and judge people based off things. And I think we can do better. And once we start focusing a little bit more on mental health and strengthening our communities, we can do that.
Can I
go ahead, Cosmic?
Yeah, I think Cardi B is just one example, but I think it stems from just mental health. I think people are broken and they're trying to fill voids with people, places, and things. That's what they're trying to do. That's why you have men out here who have multiple baby mamas, because he's trying to find the perfect person, but he finds bits and pieces from each woman that he brings home or it gets pregnant, right? And then once he's done with her, he'll go to the next one, or vice versa. And it happens on the woman's side too. This world that we're living in, we're just seeing society break down in real time. People don't want to even engage in conversations. Like the dating world is terrible out in these. If you're in the dating pool right now, it's rough out there. People don't even want to communicate on a basic level of communication of trying to get to know somebody. They just want to get to the sheets, the bed and the sheets.
For sure.
And that's what the mating dynamic is kind of shifting back, because this is not new. So the mating dynamic is shifting back more into an egalitarian dynamic. People think that the European nuclear family is the standard way that we've always done things. One man, one woman. That is very new. So we're shifting back into an egalitarian thing of what you're saying. None of this shit is new. We go through phases every couple of thousands of years. So what we're shifting back to now is one man got 8 babies. One woman got 8 baby daddies. But this is what the European found when he found non-white people. People mated like this. This is how it looked. So this is not new. It feels new when you don't study anthropology and how people mated outside of pre-Abrahamic religions. But this is regular shit, man.
If you're watching right now, press that subscribe button and press that notification bell to know when we go live. So the story I want to do, and I want to tell all you guys the story we're doing on Wednesday because it's big. It's the guy, I think his name is David. He made a song called Pure Romance. He has the girlfriend. They found a girl's body in the trunk. So like it's like a huge story. It's going around everywhere. So you guys definitely look that up because that's what probably we're going to talk about the whole show on Wednesday. So just to lighten them, we'll want to play one last clip that's just kind of funny and about relationship stuff. And then we'll go around and do our final thoughts.
You men that be coming out here to Columbia, I seen you. I seen you. The secret is out. I know what y'all be doing out here. And you need to be ashamed of yourself. You need to be embarrassed. Big ones, little ones, fat ones, in short sets, straight from the flea market. And we back over here in the United States can't find a good black man because he over here in South America living la vida loca. I seen it with my own eyes. I was just sitting there in unbelief.
Slim, that was for you. Ken,
what's gonna talk about short sets like that, boy? Hold on, she's not gonna talk about short sets like that. I swear to God.
Oh, it's final thoughts. Okay, real quick. So I just want to draw a comparison. So people say that Charlie Kirk's rhetoric was so harmful to the black community on one hand, but then if I scan over that chat, someone's gonna say that I'm cross-eyed, right? Actually, I'm disabled. I can't see. Right. So on one hand, people will be like, Charlie Kirk's rhetoric was harmful, but at the same time, say harmful shit to people. Right. Everybody's fake. You know what I'm saying? So we conduct, it's okay on one side while you do it. So if Charlie Kirk has harmful rhetoric, then show what talking with love is, right? Don't hold Charlie Kirk's rhetoric to a certain space, but then you hop in your car, light your blunt up, and it's murder, death, kill in the rap. And then I understand about Most Def, Talib Kweli. I understand about Lil Brother. I understand hip hop has positive shit. I'm talking about, for the most part, this shit is murder, death, kill. This shit is drill. People are getting locked up to the music. The music is influencing people to do dumbass shit. I know I'm from the culture, right? So on one hand, you'll say one thing and preach this whack ass righteousness, but on the other hand, you'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So if Charlie Kirk's rhetoric is harmful to black people, it's also harmful for you to pick and talk about me. But I got thick skin. But if you have to have thick, you have to call it down the middle and be right. You know what I'm saying? But you'll talk about my eye, but you won't talk about my hair. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 40 plus and these shits is spinning. Clock that.
For sure. Doc, what's your final thoughts?
Ain't nothing wrong with short sets. She need to go to hell and leave us alone. And I mean, I know a lot of people are arguing whether or not, how long it takes for forgiveness and stuff for Charlie Kirk's wife, but grieving is a personal thing, and people do it in their own time and in their own way, and their own beliefs play a factor into that. So I just hope she finds peace with this. I hope that, she isn't being pressured to say anything she doesn't want to say, and she can, go through this process and feel everything she needs to feel, because she's going to have a long life without him. Their kids are going to grow without him. And I just want her to be able to be as honest as she can be with herself. She doesn't have to get online and do that with anyone. She doesn't have to go anywhere on the internet and do that. I just hope when she's going home at night, I know it's going to be hard and it's probably not happening now, but she's going to find some sort of peace, because it is going to be a long life raising kids without their father. So that's just my take on it.
For sure. Cosmic Kid, thank you. You were a wonderful guest. Thank you, Mia, for bringing them. What's your final thoughts, and what are you thinking of Man Cave?
My final thoughts. When it comes to Charlie Kirk, I think he spoke ill will on the community, like I said before. It doesn't mean that his whole entire life he was a bad person. I don't believe anyone's a perfect victim. I do believe everyone's capable of doing good and bad, and I think Charlie Kirk did speak bad on the Black community. I just don't think it's right that you can talk about Black leaders and bring up Black culture and say how Black culture and all these different aspects of the Black community are detrimental, but then have your supporters tie yourself to that very same culture that you say is detrimental. Tie it to community leaders that actually fought for things and fought for all people, not just Christians or white males. Those leaders fought for everybody. I just, that's where my issue lies with Charlie Kirk. I do believe that the Republican Party and the conservatives are all grifting on his death, which I totally reject that. When it comes to the Man Cave, I very much love this. This is very, very new. I can actually use words that I can't use on TikTok. So sorry for my stuttering, but it's me trying to process that, I can use this word. But hopefully you'll bring me back, because I would love to discuss more topics with you.
Sure. Just talk to Mia. Mia, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, first and foremost, everybody has the freedom of speech. I personally could care less if it is hate speech, good speech, bad speech, whatever. That's on you. Everybody has the freedom of speech. Nobody should have to die for their speech at all whatsoever. And I don't agree with anybody dying for said speech. I look at it as, I personally don't care what people say. If you say something that I don't like, I am an adult. I ignore it. Or I block. That's it. I block it and I move on. I don't care. If you say something I don't agree with, don't care.
For sure. Heavy, what's your final thoughts?
Charlie had every right to say whatever he wanted to. Freedom of speech, which is now under attack. Our constitutional rights are under attack in this country. And I need everybody to kind of wake up to that and realize that we, the people, are what makes this country run. And we, the people, are who needs to take the power back. Not violently, of course. Never would I suggest that. But when they are taking people's lives for speech, and I could go into all kinds of little conspiracy theories and theories. Don't call them conspiracies, but whatever. You don't play off your husband's murder. That's disgusting. And we all need to do something because we can see all this for what it is. That's it.
For sure. My final thoughts is that we do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So please come back again and watch tomorrow. We're going to be talking about freedom of speech again, but basically about Make America Funny again. Nora will be hosting. She'll most likely be talking about Jimmy Kimmel getting his job back. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about David, the rapper that's being accused of killing his girlfriend, who was actually 12 years old at the time. I still believe he was a minor, but we'll be talking about that on Wednesday. But thank you guys for watching Man Cave. Oh, and thank you, Cosmic Kid, for coming on. We'll definitely get you back on. You were a great guest. You guys have a great night.